Welcome to the 40 Love Podcast. All things tennis.
Hey, welcome back, guys, to another episode of 40 Love with your host, Joy.
And Don.
So happy to be back. Don, it's been too long. What's up?
Yeah, I'm so happy to be back. And we have a big show today.
So much to review.
Exciting stuff.
Exciting things. So what's great is that we made it through. I guess we're at French Open now.
Yeah,
so it's the end
Roland
of the clay
Garros.
court season. And we should try kind of a review, like all the things that have happened in the clay court season this in 2018. So I don't think the last time we were here we were discussing I think Rome and Monte Carlo, and now we have results. So Don, you want to take us through the results of the clay court season?
So Rome, again, we have Rafael Nadal doing his thing.
Rafa.
He beat I guess the best next gener now,
right,
period, is Alexander Zverev. He beat him in the finals. Talking about Alexander Zverev, the Madrid tournament, Alexander Zverev won.
Right.
He won
and he beat Dominic Thiem.
And Thiem actually beat Nadal in the semifinals of that tournament.
Right. And everyone was shocked.
Everyone was
Nadal
shocked.
Actually lost.
Everyone was shocked. He lost to Madrid.
Including Nadal, I think. And I
Exactly.
think if he ever comes across Thiem again, he's going to try his
It's going to be something.
Right.
It's going to be on. It's going to be a beat down, all right? And then the Barcelona tournament, Rafael Nadal won for his 11th time. I just don't know if somebody's going to ever... So, like we said before, the center court at Barcelona is named after Rafael Nadal.
Right, which is just so amazing. Right. And then in the end, he also got his 11th title at Monte Carlo.
Exactly. So this clay court
and he beat
season...
Kei Nishikori there.
And
Kei came back. Like Kei was out for injury, and he came back and ended up in the finals.
And Kei's just... he's another one of those players... They're always injured,
right?
I mean, but when he plays, he has good results.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about his style of play to see if it's like injury prone. But I don't, I guess he runs after balls, but he doesn't seem as if he should be getting injured.
He doesn't seem like he's got that grinding game, but I guess in a way he really does.
Yeah,
that he just wears his body out,
like Nadal. But Rafa's, I don't know what Rafa's doing. Anyway,
exactly.
All right, and then
On the women's
side, Svitolina, she won Rome, and she who did she beat? She beat Halep.
Beat Simona Halep.
Okay,
and Halep was defending. This would have been she was a 2-time defending champion.
Wow!
And just so we add a little bit of intrigue, Sharapova is finally starting her way back in clay.
Yeah, I've been watching Sharapova.
But she lost to Halep in the quarters of that.
Right. I think that you and I were texting about it.
Yeah, exactly.
as it happened. And Svitolina. I mean, I have to say, I mean, for those of you who are really watch tennis, which I'm hoping our audience does, she's like lost. I don't know how much weight. Like she is.
Do you see that? That girl has become
so
like
svelte.
Yeah, she is. I don't know what it is, but I guess
what is she doing? I mean, I almost didn't recognize her.
When I saw her, I said, "Wait a minute!" But you know what? But the girl has a game.
I mean, no, and then I think that the weight loss has made her a lot tougher. I think that she's just, she has a pretty good power game, but now she can get to balls.
Yeah, I think but it's the same thing that happened with Simona Halep, and Simona Halep had the breast reduction,
right? Yeah,
years ago.
And anyone, please, if you're not aware of how much boob Halep took off her body, like she took
it
off
was a lot.
I know a lot of people would have loved to have a little bit of that boob.
She took off that boob, and her
like
game just went
3
up.
cups, right?
She's been a top 10 player since.
Yeah, it was just too much weight.
That's
in front of us. So okay, and then in Madrid, Kvitova beat Kiki Bertens, and you wanted to talk about Kiki Bertens in the way the fact that she's just kind of
exactly Kiki Bertens. She's a girl from the Netherlands. And, in the Netherlands have the tallest people in the world. And so she's another one of those. She's a tall girl, big, strong game.
How tall is she? Is she like what?
I
can Google that real quick just to find out how tall she is. But right,
I don't know.
No, but have you been? So one time, a long time ago, one of my good friends, Claudia's from the Netherlands. Shout out to Claudia Callis. She invited me to a soccer match, and we went down to some place down in Soho, and it was a room full of these. I was like, I was short, and for the audience, I mean, I'm 5'9". I'm no shorty, right?
Okay.
And I had on heels, and these people were flat foot, no heels,
And tall.
And lean, tall, beautiful people.
That's how they are in the Netherlands.
Yeah, no,
They're
it's
just
amazing.
the tallest people around.
Yeah, no, I saw it firsthand. So I'm going to find out how tall Kiki
this
is.
Kiki Burton, she's got a powerful game. She's she's been fighting. She's been in the one of those people that's a perennial like top 20, top 30 player. She could beat any player on any given day, just like any other player can. But she's done particularly well on the clay. She's done well.
She's 6 feet tall too. She's 6 feet tall.
6 feet. Okay,
so
yeah.
She's I thought it was pretty substantial.
This year she's done pretty well on the clay. She won the Charleston tournament, which is another premier tournament for women on clay. The only U.S. tournament that's a premier tournament.
Yeah.
That's green clay. Just as a point of reference.
Okay. But it plays the same, right?
But it plays the same.
Okay.
It plays the same. Kiki Burton's won that, and then she was a finalist in Madrid, and she's doing, which we're going to get to, but with Roland Garros. But she's doing well there too. So I think that's and the reason I keep bringing her up because I just feel like she's just one of those people that we need to keep our eye out.
Yeah. How old is she? Is she?
I think
because
she may
she's
be
been on
like
a tour
26
for a while,
or
right?
27.
Right.
Maybe 26.
Okay. All right, cool. And then and Carolina Pliskova beat Coco Vandeweghe at Stuttgart, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's a kind of just a review of what happened during this clay court season, and fortunately for us, we finished week 1
Roland Garros
of Roland Garros, and so we're both exhausted because we get up at 5 a.m.
Okay, to watch matches. Are we the only crazy people around who wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the matches in Paris, or wake up at 3:30 in the morning to watch the matches in Australia?
Right? No. It's we expect it, and then next we have Wimbledon, the grass court season, and again we getting up again super early in the morning to make sure we catch those matches.
But it's worth it.
No, it's absolutely worth it. So I guess things to mention. Just in terms of American players who came close to clay court tournament wins. I guess Tiafoe made a nice run in Portugal.
Yes, he did.
But he lost in the finals.
To Sousa.
To Sousa.
And that was it was a really good match. I watched that match. It was a great match. And I really was thinking, well, Francis, he's playing on this clay. Maybe these young Americans, they're going to get out here and do something on the clay. But it's just hard for Americans on clay.
Yeah, especially when you grow up really playing hardcore,
exactly.
Right? And so it's just tough. But I guess the players that Venus did not have a good clay court season.
Horrible clay court season.
And,
she was out in the first round of everything.
It's so crazy. But Sloane and Coco, they showed up, right?
Yeah,
they had pretty good runs. And just in terms of, we thought that Djokovic would make more of a run during the clay court season. I mean, we're first weekend Roland Garros, and he's still in the tournament. But just in terms of the earlier tournaments, he had Djokovic, Wawrinka didn't play. Kyrgios pulled out because of an elbow injury. So he's not playing Roland Garros. So there's just some striking absences, I think, from the clay court.
But the good thing is that Djokovic did kind of have an inkling of his old self in Rome. Because he did make it to the semifinals.
He had a nice run. Yeah, no, absolutely.
And he played Rafa in the semifinals.
Oh yeah, well then.
And that was a match. That was a great match. Rafa did his thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So here we are. We were kind of wanted to get that out the way so we can kind of get into what's happening at Roland Garros. It's been so amazing. So Serena Williams is back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yesterday she made it through her second round match, and I literally was almost in tears because I think after the first set, you could just see her face trying to will herself to win.
Yes.
And I'm a mom, right? And so I remember while I don't use my body for my career, I still remember just feeling so, I guess outside of myself, and then having to figure out a way to kind of find myself again and fight for the person that I was before I had my children. Yeah. And so just seeing her on the court, and you could just see her just desire and just trying to fight herself and just make her body do what her brain was telling it to do.
And I love that
almost
about
had me
her.
In tears. Oh my God.
I love that
amazing.
about her, how she literally wills herself
to
win.
Absolutely.
She started, she was losing, and then that one scream when she had that backhand winner.
Oh yeah,
that one scream.
I felt
was just
every bit of that
and
scream.
everybody in the stadium felt that.
Oh
they
no,
felt
absolutely.
that scream.
And it's interesting. So, and she played a pretty tough opponent in Ash Barty. Ashley Barty is
number 17 or 18 in the world right
now. She's a tough player. So, I think that Serena was showing her the respect that she deserves, and that she really could have,
yes, she could have
ended her run.
And Ashley Barty is not that she's got a lot of power, but she's got a tricky game. She's got all these trick shots. She's an expert doubles. She's a double specialist too.
So she
knows how to be good at the net.
Right.
And so she gave, she was tricky for Serena, but Serena, as she has done thousands of times before, she finds her way.
No, and it was such a pleasure to watch, and and I think that something should be said about the ranking system. Serena obviously was out because she was number 1 in the world, and then she had a baby, right? So, and I know there's been a lot of I guess back and forth and a little bit of controversy as to whether or not players who decide to go and have children can come back on a tour and be ranked, or at least maybe not guaranteed the number 1 ranking, but at least some type of protection so that you don't feel that you're being punished for having a baby.
Well, what they have is they do have a protected ranking. What that means, a protected ranking makes it possible for them to be able to get into tournaments without having to go through qualifying. Without having to go through qualifying or anything like that, they're able to get into tournaments. So that's what the protected ranking. But what they're fighting for now is that they should have a protected seeding.
Oh,
so
I
like
see.
if Serena went out as number 1 in the world,
right,
is when she went out, and she went out when she was number 1 by a long shot. She had just won the Australian Open. She was pregnant then, when she won the Australian Open. So when she went out, technically, what should happen when she come back, she still should be seeded number 1 at the next tournament she comes back. So that's what they're fighting for now.
Okay,
they do have a protected ranking again, so they can get into tournaments, and they can get into up to 8 tournaments, I think, which includes 2 Grand Slams.
Okay.
8 tournaments, which includes 2 Grand Slams with that protected ranking.
I see.
But what they're saying is that they should be seeded. They should have the protected seeding. Because, Serena, there's no way she should have been playing a 17-seeded player in the second round.
Right, exactly. And, so, I mean, the good thing is that it doesn't seem to matter at this point.
Yeah.
But, I think that to have the same treatment as somebody who was kicked off the tour for using drugs, for instance,
exactly.
Right? It should not. The policies should differ.
Or even like they said, like if an employee gets hurt, it's just like at work. There's maternity disability and there's disability. Because when you're maternity, you're not disabled. You're just, you're pregnant.
Right. So it's a big difference.
So it's a big difference. And so when she comes back, they should have that. So I'm hoping, there's a lot of talk, and I really am hoping that the WTA really sits down at the end of this year. There's year-end meetings, and they really get something worked out with this.
Right. Because I think that players should, the men on a tour can have babies all day, right?
Exactly.
So it's like there has to be some type of protection for women who are on the tour who want to have children.
Roger Federer,
they should be able to do so.
That's right. Roger Federer's got 2 sets of twins, and it never affected him.
Right, exactly. That's
never
my point.
affected a ranking, never
but
affected
clearly
anything.
Women have to carry the baby, right?
Yeah,
so because they, so we have to take some time off,
That's
right?
That's
but
right.
when you come back, you don't want to feel like you have to, earn your way back.
That's it.
When you just
and
had a
you
baby.
shouldn't.
Especially
when you have been been the all-time greatest player.
You're the GOAT.
Number 1 all-time
you
greatest
are the
player.
GOAT. Like,
there's
why?
no way you should have to
Right.
come back and you're ranked number 435, which everybody knows is an absolute joke.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows it's an absolute joke.
Right.
I mean, you're getting more press media time than the 50th ranked player.
Right.
So,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I again, thankfully, so far so good. She made it kind of through the first 2 rounds, and she
we're
plays
keeping
again.
our fingers and toes.
I know.
I'm keeping everything crossed for
and
this
she
third
plays
round match.
again tomorrow, and she plays
Julia Gerges.
Julia Gerges. Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. So
that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a tough one.
Now, what's
Julia
her
Gerges
record
is
against
good on
Gerges?
clay.
Do we know?
She's got a winning record against
She does.
Gerges, yeah.
Okay, good.
Gerges is tough on clay. I know it's going to be a tough match. Serena in her conference post-press interview yesterday after her second round match. She said that she feels like she's watched Julia Gerges because Julia Gerges was doing so well last year. It seemed like she was on TV all the time. So she says she's watched she's watched enough of her matches that she thinks that it's going to be a good match. But she says whatever happens, she's just going to take the positive away from that.
Oh, man.
But we know Serena. Yeah, she's going to take the positive away from her, but we know she's going to go out there.
Oh, she's going to fight. She's going to fight. So listen, one thing she said is that no matter what, people can be assured that she's going to try her best.
That's it.
And that's the bottom line.
And,
so
and everybody, in just I just to put a little exclamation point on it, it is so good to have Serena back.
Oh yeah, no, it's so good for tennis.
So good for tennis. Not just people say women's, not just for women's tennis, just for tennis.
No, for tennis. Period. No, absolutely
Serena
agreed.
Is like she transcends men's tennis, women's tennis. It's she's just it.
Right. No, I completely agree. So just in terms of like the Roland Garros, like the top 10 seeds that were, that entered the tournament. So let's just kind of go down the line, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of, let's see, Nadal is still in, of course. He's still the favorite.
That's right.
Zverev is still in. He had a tough five setter today and he pulled through. He was on the lines. When I turned the TV off to go do some meetings, I thought he might not make it. I think he was down 2-1.
Yeah, his last round match was a tough one too.
Oh yeah. So he's been battling.
Yeah, he's been battling.
And Cilic is still in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dimitrov actually lost today to Verdasco.
Yeah, which really, to me, I don't know if that's really such a seedings wise. I think it's an upset, but
Verdasco
overall,
is really good on clay.
Verdasco's been around for a long time.
Right.
Verdasco's been good on clay. The Spaniards, I mean, I don't mean to generalize, but they've grown up on clay and they are good on clay.
Right. No. I think that it was a tough match for Dimitrov, and ultimately Verdasco came out on top. Del Potro, he had a tough. He's still in, but he had a tough opponent. I forget who he played last. But he actually came through. But for a minute again, he looked like he was about to go down.
He did. He lost I think it was the first set, or I thought he was going to go out, but he came back.
He came back. Yeah, no, and he's still in the tournament because I was like turning the match off. So sad that I have to work and I can't actually just sit around and watch.
I know that's right.
How about the audience change that, right? Like help us be able to like just sit around and watch.
And I wanted to scream at Serena's match, and like I couldn't scream.
Right, because we're at work, right? Okay. So yeah, no. So anyway, so Del Potro made it out. Anderson is still in. Team is still in too. Go find. The last time I saw, I know that he was playing Monfils today. I'll look at the scores.
He lost the first set. He won the second set.
Right, and I wonder what happened.
I think they're in the
third
set now.
It was a rain delay, right?
It's a rain.
Yeah.
Rain interrupted, yeah.
So I'll take a look at those results right now and see how Goffin is doing against Monfils.
Yeah.
But he's still in, and Djokovic is obviously in. Tiafoe is out first round to Sam Querrey. Crazy.
And it doesn't make any sense. It's like Tiafoe, he just didn't show up, and I think I was just more disappointed than anything because I felt like he's when I saw him playing on the red clay in Portugal against Sousa, I was like, okay, I think he's got the right kind of game as an American. Next gener, I think he might have the right kind of game to come up, but he just totally lost it.
He just didn't seem focused. Like he had a bad night the night before.
Yeah. Or something. You don't need to stay out. You don't need to go hang out all the time.
Hanging out in Paris. Hey, we used to do that all the time.
I know, that's right. It's hard not to hang out in Paris, all right? So
and eat good. Anyway, so on the women's side, the top 10 seeds, Halep is still in.
Yep.
Wozniacki is still in. She actually had a straight setter today.
An easy one.
Easy one, yeah.
Really
Muguruza is still in, right? We discussed Svitolina. Svitolina actually is out the tournament. And
she's out of the tournament.
Kind of a surprise. She got.
She was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I thought that she might take it. I thought she might after winning the way she ran through the Rome tournament. I mean, she just ran through.
Oh yeah, no,
so
it's surprising.
Said, okay, well maybe but I was surprised to see her go out.
Gone, so she's out. Ostapenko, the
first round.
Yeah, I mean she was a champion. She was defending champ. Is out lost the first round to Kozlova, and I don't even know who Kozlova is. No disrespect,
and
Kozlova, but we don't even know who you are.
I think I try to know everybody, but I don't even know Kozlova.
that's saying a lot. Pliskova is in. Serena actually played her twin sister the first round and thankfully made it through. But Pliskova, the other Pliskova is still in. Carolina Pliskova is still in. Caroline Garcia is still in, right? And Kvitova is still in. Obviously, Venus Williams lost first round to
just
Wang.
Ridiculous. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it except for just totally ridiculous. All right. And
if you didn't see it, you didn't miss anything.
Exactly.
It just felt like it made me saying, and I said this to you, I texted you, I'm like, I just feel like maybe she should retire. Just because you don't want her to go out looking so bad. I mean, to lose to that little girl it's just embarrassing.
And that's right. And then I think about times we've thought before. Remember, we've thought before like maybe it's time for Venus to retire.
And then she comes back and
have
wins.
A year like she had last year. Last year she had a finalist in Wimbledon. Right. She was a finalist in a finalist in Australia. I mean, in 2016. I mean, it's just hard to say with her.
No, she has good days and bads. I guess like the rest of us, right?
That's it. And then Sloane Stephens is
and she's still in, right? And she plays Georgie.
Yeah, Camilla Georgie, and that could be a hard match for Sloane because they've had hard matches. Because Camilla Georgie, she hits hard and she hits fast. She plays fast.
She's a little tight face, little so. Yeah,
they say her forehand speed is like it can match a man's, her forehand, like the speed of it.
Wow.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, she plays, so we'll see what happens with that.
We shall.
But Sloane plays defense though, so Sloane can play some defense.
Oh no, she can play.
We'll see what happens.
So so that's what's going on right now. I know tomorrow we have. Who do we have to watch tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
I know. Serena. So we kind of touched upon some of these things, but So Fognini plays Edmund. We have Zverev plays Anderson. Well, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that'll
the battle of the giants, right?
That's Zverev's brother.
Yeah. That's Moshe. It's not him. Okay. I'm sorry. And Schwartzman plays Coric.
Yeah. Oh, and Borna Coric. That is one of my. Now that is one of my next geners. That is a favorite.
He's a
favorite. He's from Croatia, and back a few years ago, he won the ATP. What is it? Player to watch out for.
Oh, okay.
This award. I don't know the exact award name, but he's a player to watch out for. And we really thought he was going to do well because he's beaten Djokovic. He beaten Nadal. He's beaten Andy Murray. He's beaten them in tournaments, and he's done. But then he got injured. He had surgery like maybe a year or so ago.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was off for a little while.
Okay.
So he's back and he's playing. This year has been a very good year for him this year. So and he's young, he's 21. I really am hoping, I want to see him. That's somebody that I got on the back burner.
Yeah, no, I know. And I know you have your finger on the pulse of all the next geners. And I feel like I always defer to you, who's this person? Who's this person? So no, super exciting things happening. Azarenka. What happened to Azarenka?
Oh my gosh, she lost in the first round.
Wow. Who'd she lose to? I don't remember who she I'll look it up. No, I'm wondering who she lost to because that was a shocker.
Well, and then again, I'm not sure if it was a shocker because she really hadn't, with all the problems she's had after the birth of her baby and the problems she's had with the baby's father, not being able to take the baby out of the state of California.
She's really,
it's just crazy.
It's so sad because she really stepped in it, and that she seemed so happy when she had met someone that she was into after she was finished dating. Yeah. Barry Gordy's son. I forgot his name.
Yeah, what's his name?
But he seems
Wu Fu.
Yeah.
Red Fu.
That guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Whoever that was. Yeah. But she seems so happy when she found someone. But then it's this is like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire.
What's so bad about it is that it's totally messed up her career.
Yes.
She was another one, when she went out with the baby, she was a perennial top tenor. She had been number one. When she went out, she wasn't number one when she went out, but she was in the top five. And it's just sad that, Victoria Azarenka, there's no way that she should be going out in the first round of a tournament.
I mean, ever.
There's no way. Victoria Azarenka's game is it's a phenomenal game. All the women, I know they respect her game.
Oh, she's tough.
Yeah.
She's always been really
tough.
And
Serena and her, they've had some great matches that have had me pulling my non-existent hair out.
I know. Did you know that she was 6 feet tall?
I didn't know she was that tall.
I did not know Azarenka was 6 feet tall. She's 6 feet tall. But, she's still on doubles.
Oh,
and we didn't even touch on doubles.
Yeah, we didn't touch on doubles. Oh, but she's playing with this Saber. I forget how. She's also from Belarus.
Sabalenka.
Yeah,
Sabalenka. Right.
And she's also from Belarus, like
right.
Victoria Azarenka is.
Yeah.
And that Sabalenka, she was supposed to be good too. We thought that she was going to have a breakout. She's young. We thought she was going to have a breakout last year or the year before. But her breakout hasn't come yet. So,
right. Okay. She's still breaking.
Yeah, she's still breaking.
Right, Azarenka lost to Siniakova in the first round of Roland Garros,
which is nothing really. I wouldn't feel too bad about it. Siniakova is a good player. She's
and it was close. It was 7-5, 7-5.
Yeah,
so.
She's a good player. So, but I think that it bodes well for her for Wimbledon.
Yeah, and men's doubles. So the Bryan brothers, one of the Bryans is out, right?
Yeah, he's injured.
I was actually watching that match when he served the ball and then he just literally could not walk.
He just stopped the match.
It was crazy.
I saw it too.
So hopefully he'll recover. And on the women's side, I know the Williams sisters are playing doubles and they seem to be kicking butt, huh?
Yeah, they're doing it. I mean,
today they beat
their first
Putkins
round,
and Irani.
Yeah, their first round match they lost to the number 14 seed in women's doubles because the Williams sisters aren't seeded for doubles because they haven't played.
They haven't played in a long time, right?
But they lost to the 14th. They beat the 14th seed. They lost the first set. They came back, but this one they were down to Irani and I forget who's Irani playing. Oh, Flipkins.
Right.
They were down to them in the first set, and they came back and they won it in straight sets.
Wow.
So I'm happy to see that. I'm happy that at least I hope that Venus could get something out of this.
Right. No, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. Yeah. I mean, Azarenka's still in, thankfully. Venus is still in, thankfully, on the double side. So hopefully it will all play out well. So,
but I got to say something. It's something that these Venus 37, Serena 36, and they're still out there playing doubles against these people, and they're playing it
right, like they're battling,
and it's really something. And to me, it's such a good.
It's inspiring because we're a little bit older too, Don.
Yeah,
it's just nice that the old folks we still got it, right?
Exactly.
Even though I have a bad hip,
old folks.
In my mind, I get on that court and kill somebody, but. In actuality,
it'd be a mess. It'd be a massacre. Okay, the other way.
Oh wait, yeah, and also Nadal plays Gasquet tomorrow.
Oh, that's going to be a good.
That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good match though, because first of all, Gasquet, some of his best results have been on clay.
Right,
have been his best results, and that one-handed backhand of his is a mess. It's something else.
It's something to deal with.
And
right.
he's also going to be playing it. In front of a French crowd. So it's going to be, I still feel that, Nadal's going to beat him.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I think it has a possibility of being a really good match.
All right, cool. And tomorrow, if you're into women's tennis, it's going to be a great day. I mean, listen to this rundown. We have Muguruza versus Stosur.
Yeah.
We have Sharapova versus Pliskova.
That's going to be the match of the day.
Right. We have Julia Gerges versus Serena.
Yeah.
We have Kerber versus Kiki Berkins.
Mm-hmm.
We have Halep versus Pekovic. This is going to be a monster lineup.
It really is.
All before 9 a.m. So we will not get sleep again tonight.
Okay. But watch. I'm going to tell everybody, if you watching. Watch especially that match with Pliskova and Sharapova.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a beast of a match. That's going to be
a beast of a match.
Oh man.
Sharapova said that she felt like she just had this feeling. She has this feeling that this is like her time again. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because if Sharapova beats Pliskova, and then Serena beats Gerges. The fourth round match is going to be the match.
Going to be the match. I know.
Don't care if it comes,
especially after that okay. Sharapova book.
That's it.
Woo.
I don't care if I have to get up at 4 in the morning. Okay, I'll be watching that match.
Oh yeah, right? I won't miss it. I won't miss it. So, all right, great. So I mean, I guess. Let's see. I guess we'll just get into. So I guess that's. I mean, so we'll. I guess on our next podcast we'll be highlighting all the results
highlight the grass court season,
right? And talk about the results of Roland Garros,
yeah,
and also kind of just really start getting into the grass court season, which starts pretty soon, right after French.
Right after the French, they start as the first grass court tournaments the next week.
Yeah,
and the grass court season is a very short season; it's about 3 weeks long. Culminating with Wimbledon. So,
and can you just give us some insight on like how grass plays different than clay?
Well, one thing, grass plays really fast. The ball bounces a lot higher than on clay.
Right. Because the clay is about, the ball kind of loses some of its bounce when it hits it, right?
And clay is so good for people like the non-power players, but who are more crafty and tricky. It's so good for them because they can, those balls, it takes you it takes a million strokes to finally kill a ball.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So power players sometimes have a harder time. But the power players are starting to get better on clay. They're starting to get it better. But grass, it plays fast. And I love it. And and power players, they love it. Like somebody like Venus, Serena, they love grass. Grass is they're in their element when they're on grass.
Yeah, well, listen, I have enjoyed for years. I mean, the best part about the grass court season is it's always like 4th of July weekend. Like the final always tends to be that weekend. Yeah. And no matter where I am, I don't even care. Like I'm always have my phone out and watching the match on my phone. Like
That's me. Okay, you can't even tell me. Like I know on 4th of July, I'll be watching Wimbledon.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Period.
All right. I'll eat a rib and watch Wimbledon. That's
right.
Okay.
Listen, it's the best. It's the best. So, lots of exciting things happening. We're looking forward to catching up with you all later on about what happened during this juicy clay court and Roland Garros tournament, and we'll follow up again soon about what's happening coming up. And Federer's coming back for grass court.
He's coming back for grass court,
which is always great to have Federer back because if Rafa's in it and he's in
Federer,
it, it's
and
guaranteed.
Djokovic,
right?
If you have all those people, the only person that won't be back for grass court season still is Andy Murray, more than likely.
Right.
I'm
What's
not
happening
sure
with him? Injury, huh?
That hip injury, that surgery he's had and all that, I guess. It takes a long time with any hip problems and all that takes a long time.
Yeah.
So
trust me, I have a bad hip right now. I know all about it.
I think I got a bad hip back.
I have a bad hip, and I'm not even getting paid to have a bad hip.
Okay, at least let me get some paid to have a bad hip.
Let me get paid to have a bad hip. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in to another episode of 40 Love with your host Joy
and Don.
And please check us out on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, and Podbean. Please hit the subscribe button and leave a review once you've listened. Hope you enjoy. And until next time, let's keep on. Let's see you at the courts.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. To keep up with new episodes, hit subscribe. To keep up with us, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at 40 Love Podcast. See you at the courts. 40 Love.